Okay, got it. Okay, I clicked
All
the
right. Hey, Harry. Thanks for joining
hello.
us today.
Glad to be here.
Always, always with the besties. So we're just going to jump right in. We want to get down to really the nitty gritty on your demo production process. So what do you think the role of a demo is in 2024? Is it just marketing? Does it secure me an agent? Is something I just put on my website? What do you think the role of a demo is?
Well, first things first, I only produce promo demos. I'm not one of those producers that thinks they can do other genres. I can't. I don't know them. I don't want to waste your money and lie to you. The truth is, I do one thing and one thing well, and that is promo. So in the world of promo, it's a very difficult demo to have produced because if you watch a promo on any given day, it's not just a thin piece of music and your voice like in a commercial. There's a lot of audio design. There's a lot of dialogue you have to work in and out of. The music's going to be stronger, so you have to cut through. For me, the most important element of a promo demo is like you're going to do 6 promos that'll last 90 seconds. Okay, my demos don't run longer than 90 seconds. I believe that every demo should end with a title and tag. Why? Because at the network I worked at, I wanted to hear how people did titles and tags. It's important to hear that. Okay. So it's got to sound like it aired on the respective network of each promo in that demo. It's got to sound like it. So when you hear like a promo demo that's just got weak music and no audio design and maybe a dialogue line that's married to music that because they stole it from YouTube or whatever, it's just a bad demo. And so the point of a good promo demo is, I mean, promo is Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
and if you want to get with Atlas or, any of those, or DPN, those big agencies like that, you need not only a promo demo, but one that really reflects your brand and it sounds like it aired on those respective networks.
Yeah. How long have you been making demos?
Since about 2014. Okay, this is my 10th year. This is my 10th year.
Hey,
But
happy
I make a
anniversary.
demo exactly the same way I made a promo at the CW, exactly the
Okay.
same way. I use for the expense of it, a fair chunk of it goes to the audio engineer because he's going to build, and he's a guy who's been doing promos for 30 years. So a big chunk of that money is going to go towards making sure it sounds right. I don't want to, I don't want to sit around and on GarageBand or whatever and try to, let's get the right guy in there and let's get the right sound in there. So in a real life scenario, when you do a real life promo demo, so I will have cut the spot. I would have written it, I would have produced it, cut it, got it approved by the senior vice president. It's off to the audio bay to be mixed. And the last thing we do is we drop in the VO. Okay. Then we drop in the VO, do a final mix, and about an hour later, I'll hear it for approval. We send it out to the world. Okay. My demos are exactly the same way. Okay. We will scratch the VO. And then Danny will get it to me. And once I approve it, I'll bring you, the voiceover artist, in. And we drop you in right then and there, just like in the real world.
Okay. So do you also, oh, here we go. Let me, do you think it's important? Oh, you kind of said this, but I want to just drive it home. You produce promo, but do you think it's important if a producer, if they call themselves a demo producer, that they consider niching down the types of demos that they do rather than kind of, as we heard that cliche, the jack of all trades, master of none?
Well, there's people that understand different genres. I don't want to. I can't speak specifically. I can only speak for myself. I just think it's a mistake. I think the best thing about the best thing about doing a demo with an individual that only does that, and especially if that person is your coach,
Yeah.
that coach is going to understand your brand because they've worked with you. Okay. And
Okay.
they're going to write promo scripts based on your brand. Otherwise you call somebody, you have a 10-minute phone conversation. Who knows what you're going to get? You're a woman, you had a 10-minute phone conversation. Suddenly you're handed 3 HGTV scripts, 2 Hallmark movies, and Army Wives. And
Yeah.
it's like, what?
Yeah. How
You
did
know,
you know? Yeah.
so you got to understand. Just don't work with somebody that don't understand your brand. But that's your responsibility as a voiceover artist. If they send you scripts that are off brand, it's not what you want to do. You gotta you got to jump into player. Don't just trust somebody arbitrarily. And
I
if
like
they're not
that.
including you from the get-go, that's a red flag. If they say, I'm going to write your scripts and this is what we're doing, and you're going to do it on this date, and that's the end of that, then wow, there's some nice input, you
Yeah.
know?
Who's controlling the narrative here?
Right.
So
I don't
you
know if
mentioned,
that still happens that way. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't really know, but you know, just just go with your coach. I mean,
so that's what I was going to say. So you are a coach, but do you require coaching as part of the demo production process?
now, do you mean coaching in terms of here are the 6 scripts I wrote? I'm going to make you pay an hour, a lesson fee so we can review your scripts that you've already paid for? No, I think that's unethical. But
Could
what
be.
you know, but I just like to do my coaching, and then once I know your brand, then you know, you can tell when somebody's right. I've like early in my career, I did maybe I did 2 demos for sure that I shouldn't have done.
Okay.
You know, and I got into the session, and I ended up finding myself doing line reads for the person for those
Oh
both
no.
people. And you know, but you know, that was in 2014, 2015. You know, we live and learn
Yeah.
from our mistakes. So
Same as talent. Well, so that's what I was going to ask you is as a coach, or if you're in that situation where you're, being coached into the demo, do you feel that's a conflict of interest? Because I can see both sides of it. You make a great point to say, well, I need to know you. I need to have a relationship and understand your branding. Meanwhile, the other side of the coin could be maybe you're fine, but I want to milk you for some extra coaching dollars, and tell you maybe you're not ready. So kind of having those cross over each
you know,
other.
I'm pretty honest about let's not do the demo now. Let's work a little bit more. You
Yeah.
know, or if someone's really off the mark, I will tell them to focus on commercial. And the reason I tell them to focus on commercial is because there's so many more commercial opportunities there in promo.
For sure.
Okay. You know, I say that promo is Major League Baseball. To me, commercial is single A, double A, triple A, and Major League Baseball,
Right.
with the single A being voicing your local appliance store ad, for example, all the way up to Major League Baseball, which would be like a national Verizon campaign. Okay.
I love it.
So you can really cut your teeth on on commercial. You get one of these great, regional agents throughout the country, and practice, get good at commercial and then make the jump to promo. It's If you're starting out in voiceover, it's like going from high school baseball to Major League Baseball. It's just rare I know like very few people have done that. Okay.
Yeah. So what criteria must a talent meet before you'll agree to do their demo? Do you require a studio evaluation? Do you have them send dry audio so you know what's going on in their space? What's your criteria?
I rarely get asked just to do a demo
Okay.
without, it's usually students that ask me to do a demo, but if they ask me just to do a demo, I need to know who their agent is. I mean, if they're
Ah,
signed to DPN, I'm like, well, okay, I don't have to worry about that. Like Bridget Reel, never did a lesson with her. Saw that she was signed to DPN, wasn't a problem.
okay.
Talked to her, figured out her brand pretty quickly, made a great demo for her. We both love it. But she came in with that advanced talent. You don't sign at Atlas, DPN, KMR, ACM, Sutton, Boston, Vernari unless you are way up there.
Yeah.
So if somebody from one of those big 5 asked me to do a demo, I know where they're at.
So this is one of the things we're trying to hone in on. So you agree having a commercial demo is pretty fundamental. Like that's the foundation. And then as you build to these more niche genre demos, you're also advancing in your career that would get you there.
Right. I don't know a lot about what's beyond commercial and promo. If you're going to sign with one of the big 5 agencies, you're going to need 3 demos. 2 of them have to be commercial and promo. The third one can be what else you're good at. If you're good at video games, animation,
Okay.
they'll send those in. Maybe narration. I don't think e-learning is gonna move the
No,
needle.
not through agents. No.
You know, I don't think
All
I've.
right. So how
So
much do you charge for a demo?
I charge $2,800, and this is what I do. Once we figure out your brand, I
Mhm.
will write you an email and I will say, I want to do these 6 promos and here's what I'm looking for in your voice. You have to approve that.
Okay.
Okay. The last thing I want are surprises on demo day. I can't think of anything worse than surprises on demo day. So once you approve that and you go, okay, great. So then I go off and I'll write the scripts, send them to you. Again, you have to approve them. We don't want any surprises. So once you've approved them, once you said, yes, this is on brand, these are great choices, love the copy, I will give it to my audio engineer. Okay. And he will build he will scratch his own voice in there. I ask him to read it flat as a pancake because I don't want to give you any
Influence.
preconceived ideas, when you walk into the session. So all the audio is built. So
Okay.
then you will read on demo day over Source Connect, you will read your 6 promos and we'll drop them in right then and there. And you'll hear rough mixes of what your demo is going to sound like. We'll pick a batting order right there. And then, you and I go away and Danny, that's his name, does that voodoo that he do, and he mixes it. And then I will send you an MP3 of the demo. And that is where, and notes are all inclusive in the costs. So I just want your own feedback on what your notes are. Usually a note is, let's change the batting order. That's, at this point, they're not, you
That's
can't
easy.
say, I hate these 6 promos, write me 6 new ones. No, because you approved it all the way.
Yeah.
So, like
So you're open to collaboration. Like it needs to
I
be
insist on
collaborative.
collaboration.
I love that. I love that.
That is where you get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, so the notes are done. You finally give me the approval on the demo, and then you'll get your MP3, you'll get a wave. And then if you want individual promos for like Voice Sam, I'll send those to you too. And voila, you've got promo demo magic.
Ta-da! I love it. Okay. So you answered, are you producing all aspects of the demo? Do you have a team? So you're working, do you ever have talent come in and bring their coach to direct them through? Or are you usually, again, that
I'm usually the coach.
relationship?
So that,
Okay.
no. I had something recently where someone else wrote the scripts and he wanted me to work with his audio engineer. And then I said, okay, let me see what this looks like. And then his audio engineer had no idea how to build a bed. And then
Oh
I was like, I just kind of had to ride this one out. And it's like, all right, let's go with your guy. And so then we did it that way. Well,
no.
but
Okay.
that's okay. That's
All right.
okay.
So, you've been doing this for a minute. What shifts have you seen? Let's just say handful of years, or is promo kind of promo like, and it's pretty formulaic? What are you seeing any changes?
Well, there's a phase where they wanted to be like trailers where there's no VO, but that's just for like heavy dramas,
Okay.
like the action adventure shows. But when you start getting into the reality shows, the comedy shows, the HGTV shows, CBS comedies, things like that, there's plenty of VO, and but it's such a great vehicle to help you get a better agent. It just really is.
Nice.
No, it's not all the time. I mean, they've got to be an opening, So the most common rejection note I get for people is we have too many people in that voice print, which is another way of saying brand. But
Yeah. Yeah. But I
one
mean,
of the things I do without charge, free of charge, is I'm more than happy to send it to Ariel or Andrew and Melanie or Matt, Ambrosia and Liz. I'm more than happy to do that.
yeah.
So
But yeah, we can't control literally our voice. That if they already have 10 people with, like you said, the brand, the high energy mom type, then
yeah,
can't help that. So
the raspy girl. There's a lot of them.
the
Just
raspy sorority girl. Yeah.
the only thing I would say to the women that are watching this is if a producer comes back to you and says your brand is a woman, you should run because that is your gender, it is not your brand. Okay.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Good. I like that. Good point. All right. So last question. I told you this would go quickly. Why should talent choose to work with you, Harry?
I'm not going to say why they should work with me as opposed to other people because there's plenty of talented people out there.
Okay.
I just know my craft and I treat promo demos exactly the way I treated promos. So if you want it to sound like it aired on the respective network, that's what I did for 20 years. Before that, I was a trailer editor. So it's just going to sound real. That's the best thing I can tell you. You're going to get, I've been writing copy for with counting trailers for 30 years. I mean, you're not going to get perfunctory copy. You're going to get legitimate copy that tells a story that's going to have great audio design behind it. It's going to sound real.
So actually, I need to circle back to that. When it comes to, this has been like a hot button topic. with the copy part, does it have to absolutely, I mean, no, I just can't imagine, especially in promo, that you're coming up, not you personally, the big you is coming up with something absolutely creatively original every single time. I mean, surely it's a little bit of plug and play in some of it. I mean, or are you crafting all new scripts every time? Like, that seems
I'm crafting all new scripts every time. If I watch the launch trailer for a show and I can see that there's an ad campaign involved in it, like there's copy lines that come up in graphics or come up on the poster, I think it's good to incorporate them because it
okay.
makes it more legitimate, makes it really seem like it aired on that network. If
Right.
you're using the language that they used in their ad campaign, you know. But
That's
I don't sit there and just duplicate. You
yeah.
know, if you're doing a
Word
Young
for
Sheldon
word.
spot, I'm not going to sit there and just, season 10, episode 4, just borrow that. No, it's.
I got
But I've written stuff from scratch, especially when you start doing the prestige promos, which are like the HBO, Apple TV, where none of them have VO, but you can create a mood really wonderfully, with subtle VO reads, and it's just a good reflection on the artist to be able to
good.
fill out
Good.
those prestige reads.
All right. Well, Harry, thank you so much for sharing your process with us. And we're excited to just allow this to be an opportunity for people to get more informed, get to know you, and yeah, about your demo production.
Well, I appreciate the time, and you can always reach me via email at harry@dunnpromo.com. That's DUNNPROMO.com.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.